It's been a minute. I mean, we've all had other things to do, but when I tell you I had to get on this live today, first of all, let me put on my woo woo music. Put on my woo woo. And I'm about to and as you can see, I'm gonna do a little I'm gonna do a little bit of a makeup. Maybe nobody's gonna be on, but I am going to get this out while it's on my heart, spirit, and mind because it feels super important. See, I gotta wait for the Roku because I got the Roku. I'm like the cool kids now. Like I'm in the 21st century. I feel very excited about that. I'm sure that most of you all are refreshing that CNN button. But like I said, I just felt like this is the time to do it. And I guess everybody has been, congratulating Stacey Abrams, which I mean, of course, we Black women are always going to be doing something spectacular and supportive and transformative to a broader community. And so I cannot, okay, boo, boo, boo. Okay, remove. I'm going to put on my woo woo music. It's remove all negative blocks, wipe out subconscious negative energy. Boom, 5 hours. We'll put that on there. Okay, so I got my woo woo. But I wanted to get on here to remind you all of something that um, that I'm currently experiencing. Turn it down just a little bit. It's got a pyramid on the channel, so you know. Hold on, let me flip it so you can see. See, it's got a pyramid on it, so you know it's real. Um. Anyway, I wanted to due to poor connection, so I don't know. This is a kind of a. It don't want me to be great, but I'm gonna be great because I gotta share this with y'all. So everybody, like I said, has been celebrating the contribution, the energy of Stacey Abrams and how she, like so many Black women, are able to turn the tides. Cast the devil exactly. Um, Although, you know, I gotta give full disclosure because I don't want you all thinking anything, not even less of me because I don't care in the way that it's gonna affect my spiritual, emotional, mental state of being because I've made the decision thoughtfully. Um, uh yeah, I really thought about it a lot. And I have decided that I'm not voting in any election unless they pay me first. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by pay me first. um I think that too often we I know that I have been caught in the matrix of trying to prove myself. So oftentimes, I still have to turn it down because it's distracting me. Oh, that's good. Too often I've been caught up in this space of trying to prove myself. And so I accept the task, which is oftentimes a high energy task. I got to do a lot of work. But even though they know that I can, and when I say the they, I hope you all can assume whom I'm talking about. The they are the powers that be, the folks that we think that we've put in charge, which is like, all I know is that CNN is making a lot of money right now, a lot of money. And I've contributed to it because I've totally like, um, checked the live updates and stuff like that, by which they're getting so much of my data and dim crackers exactly. And they're not like, I hope that everybody remembers that uh this kind of performance of dissent or antimony, um you know is a performance. They're all on the same team now. they've it's a controlling mechanism to imply, to market that they're on different teams, because you can always sell more tickets if there's a game. You can sell tickets, because that's basically what's been happening. I mean, I don't really know where the statement selling wolf tickets come from. I'm gonna have to do some research on that, but that's what I feel like is going on with the election process, is that they're selling wolf tickets, and they're doing a really good job. I mean, like I said, I bought mine, although I didn't go all the way, because like I said, I do not vote. I vote for myself, in my actions, in my relationships, and making that a top priority. And of course, do what you will, and there's no judgment either way, on at least on my part. And I hope that you don't spend any time judging me, because you just as messed up as I am. I'm just as together as you are. But whatever happens, I think that I'm going to try, or not even I think that I'm going to try, but I am trying a new approach to how I interact with institutions, the outside world, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that is, I have generally been convinced that I have to prove myself. Like, if I get offered an opportunity to create something that I was going to create anyway, if I get the opportunity to create something, that I have to prove that I'm worthy of the support. And I want you to consider that your ancestors have already paid that price. Just consider it. So in actuality, they are owed. So instead of, I just I was supposed to do a performance, or I guess kind of a lecture performance, at a local institution here in Gainesville. And I shared my terms, which includes getting paid first. And it took him, about a week or so to respond, maybe even over a week, maybe 10 days to respond. And he said, the conduit by which I'm having this conversation said that the institution doesn't do it like that. That he's never experienced an artist getting paid um, before the work is completed. And in that moment, I realized that that is something, that a space that we can exhibit courage. And so instead of waiting, like, I've decided that I'm going to demand, not even demand, because that seems actually like too much energy involved in the exchange, but a requirement of our working together is that you have to pay me first. I think so often we think that we're getting paid for the work that we do. But imagine that you're actually getting paid for the work that you've already done. Because remember, the ancestors wasn't paid. They weren't paid for their work. So all you're doing is cashing in on the work that's already been done. And even if you don't want to go that far back into like history, nine times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you've already done the work. The reason why they're even having the conversation with you is that you've probably provided them a service, even in the interaction, that is valuable. So just get them to pay you first. Now you're going to get a lot of no's. Like, I'm going to have to tell this person that, oh yeah, I know, I can assume that you have never done this like this before, because you're not used to paying Black people what their actual value historically over the centuries. So you had a lot of practice of looking at me and already devaluing what I offer, of getting it for free or getting it for the low. And everybody has been talking about how Black women are saving the democracy. And I'm like, no, we built the democracy. We built all the wealth that is a part of this nation is directly tied to the imprisonment known as slavery. And how did you get more people who were um enslaved? Yes, I know that people are like, oh, we awake, but it's like, but you're not using the right words. So I don't know that you're awake. I'm not clear on the fact that you're awake, because the actions don't portray it in the way. Like like it's not fuck you, pay me. It's pay me, then fuck you. It's pay me, then fuck you. Oh, good morning. Oh, ha 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 ha. Yes. Yes. Yes, I'm awake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No disrespect, Pamela. So I think that we need to always investigate the opposite. If the messaging has been fuck you, pay me, we need to investigate the opposite, which is pay me, fuck you. I'm going to say it again and slower. Pay me, then fuck you. Because the work has already been done. Stacey Abrams already won the election. Okay? She won the election for governor. All of this accolades and support and upliftment is reversed. And we need to live in the mirror universe, which is actually the reality. So everything that they tell you, like, oh, they're saving the democracy, Black women are saving. No, we built it. We built it. Exactly. That's how they get away with never paying. You have to ask for the money up front. And whatever that currency is, if it's time, if it's support, if it's actual money, if it's access to resources, if it's a platform, you have to require it up front, because once you do the work, they can renege on the deal. Once you do the work, they can renege on the deal. This has happened so many times. So many times. Okay? If it's exactly, if it's a relationship, if it's a so when I got that email today that's like, "Oh, we've never done this." I know you've never done this. I know you've never paid an artist, because remember, everybody's Black. According to the powers that be, if we're going to understand Blackness in the context of this particular moment, oh, what are we? So we're talking about getting paid first. That Black people do the work and then they expect to be paid. Now that is all things being equal. That's if uh uh you were dealing with institutions, entities that had a moral compass. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about people with a more, we're not talking, I shouldn't say people, because we're not talking about structures that have a moral compass, who care about you. They have a very particular goal, and that is to exploit. And you should have too. You should have a particular goal in mind. And you have to know the background of the platform, the arena that you're working with. And oh no, I used to require 50% too. I require 100% upfront. If we're gonna have a relationship, which is the only thing worth building, because that's my only, you know, that's the only, oh, I'll put it's in my, you know what? I'll put it in my link tree or whatever. I'll put it in my link tree, and it'll be in the bio in my link in my bio. But we can't we cannot we can't ask for it after the fact. We cannot ask for it after the fact. And now there's going to be resistance. They're not going to want to do it. You know, um however you decide, I think that like the revolution is 100% upfront. You know, that's what I think. I think that the revolution, the next level up is not because the 50% inspires a measure of trust. You know, um that your that your preparation is going to be like, preparation is basically the work. That's what I'm realizing. And we all know that. We all know that in everything. That the preparation, the 9 months of gestation is the work. Once the baby comes out healthy with 10 fingers, 10 toes, or however they come to the planet, that work has already been done in the 9 months before. So I'm like, I didn't know that. As an artist, we think that the institution thinks that the presentation is the work. They think that the installation and like having the opening, that's the work. That's not the work. The work is all the years that you've been developing this idea, how you've been nurturing your mind, how you've been having experiences. That's the work. And that's what they're paying for. And actually they're paying for the fact that like they're putting the work that they've already extracted from your ancestors. They're making a layaway payment because they already late with that. They after I'm reading the comments. After the woman has built this damn creature's limbs with her own nutrition. Exactly. Exactly. So I encourage everybody to consider 100% first. And if they Kim and Hall, if they can't do it, let me tell you, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Thank you. It's going to be a pain in the ass regardless. It's going to be a pain in the ass. I already know, because they already don't trust you. They already don't trust you. 100% upfront. When you're dealing with these institutions, when you're dealing with these people that don't give a flip about you, that are finding you on the internet, that you don't have any relationship with, you already know that by talking with them, you've given them value. By even the conversation, you've given them value. Y'all up there, I'm just talking about my own ideas, and y'all already talking about putting it in the collection plate. You see how you are compelled? You're even compelled. If you're going to have a relationship, they should at least be on your level. You should be at least be on your level. So 100% up front. If they don't want to do it, because they don't ever want to do it. This is not a humble brag at all, but I guess it had to be 2014, 2013, 2014. I got contacted by a curator who was doing work with the National Museum of African American History. And thank you, Tyler Dean King. Water seats its own level. Joe Shane, they expect you to don't do it. Don't fall for it ice cold. But I got to tell you this story. So I get through my relationship with the arts and artifacts librarian at the Schomburg, Tammy Lawson, who is amazing. I've known her for years. If you don't know her and you're anywhere near the New York area, you need to go see her. You need to just talk to her. I will put her link in when it posts to Instagram video, IGTV. And so she basically, because of our relationship, she connects me with this curator who is working with developing the who's developing the exhibitions with the African American History Museum of Art and Culture, or whatever, history and culture. I get in contact with her. She sees the work that I have, and she wants to include it in their permanent collection. Great. I mean, this is such an amazing opportunity, experience, blessing, however you want to put it. It's all those things combined. And I have to end up writing this essay about how I came up with the idea. So I'm doing all this work. So I've already done the work. I've actually already done the work. And she, as a part of the process, I have to write this essay. She has to present it to the board. They have to vote on it, whether they want to, the acquisitions committee, they want to see if they actually want to include it. I get I remember I was watching a movie. I'm homeless at this point, so I'm like finding different places to be if I'm not like, well, I have a home, but like, whatever. It's complicated. So I oftentimes will find myself going to a movie to like, just be someplace because it's cold. And I get the message while I'm at this movie, and it's like the acquisitions committee has voted unanimously to acquire it, to include it in their collection. Super, super great. So now it's a matter of payment. And they want me to donate this piece. And for a very brief moment, I'm at an impasse. Like, they expect me as a part of their institutional culture to give them something for nothing. Again, I repeat, at this institute, with this institutional culture, they expect me to give them something for nothing. And this is like in 2014, so I'm at a totally different mental space, but I'm at a fiscal space. They all do it. It's part of that's what I'm trying to impart to everybody, is that there is no one institution, no one agent of whiteness that does not do this. That it is a structural component. It is a structural component that they wants to get something for nothing. And it doesn't matter what you look like. I use these terms, white, race, whatever, to define the structure. Do not be distracted by the phenotype or the gender. But I was in such a financial state. I had just gotten accepted to Skowhegan. I had no idea how I was going to pay to get to Skowhegan. And that is what compelled me to be like, if you can't pay me, because and it wasn't like, I was very clear about my age and stage, in the art world. I had just graduated a year before with the MFA. So I wasn't trying to be like, I want $30,000 for the sculpture. I think I wanted $4,000 for the sculpture. Something that was very manageable, at least in the concept of their acquisitions budget. And I remember the curator telling me, well, she was, I'm not going to mention any names, but it was like this person and that person. Right. Thank you. I wish that I could. I'm gonna have to find a way to um basically show these comments, because oh, it's funny. It's like, just when you said Smithsonian, they were like, it was paused due to poor connection. It's like, it's the Smithsonian institution. You've already paid into the institution. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You've already paid into the system. You've already paid into the system. I got the argument was, when I was like, this is how much it is, was that, well, this person and this person and this person and this person and this person, people with like really extensive catalogs and uh, uh basically with money, artists with money, they were like, oh, well, they donated. And I'm like, yes, there was a reason why they donated, is because they can do it as a tax write-off. I wasn't even making enough money that I had to, I was making under $9,000 a year to even pay taxes. And so I just was like, I can't let this stand. My spirit, the ancestors was like, I know that you're excited. I could hear them in my head, in my soul. I know you're excited, Kenya. I know you think that this is an amazing opportunity. I know that you know that. But don't fall for it, Ice Cold. Don't fall for it. And the thing about it is that sometimes they will say no, but sometimes they will say yes. And the more that we say no, the more that we're like, pay me, fuck you. The more that we live in the mirror universe, which is actually the reality. Okay, the universe that we have now is that women are to be exploited, that they are oppressed, that black people, melanated people are oppressed, that poor people are all these kinds of things. The mirror universe is actually that the feminine aspect is elevated, that melanation is a an entry point to the cosmos, and that including that in your life, in your offspring, in your genes, in your interactions, in your culture, is actually a higher level of experience. That's the reality. So if we find ways to live in that universe through our actions, we have a chance. We have a chance. We have the opportunity to live a fuller and more abundant life. So I just wanted to remind you all of that because I'm being reminded of that in this moment. I'm being reminded that we don't have anything to prove, that 100% upfront is not inappropriate. It's not audacious. It is just simply the way we operate if we want to elevate to the next level. If we want to bring the system even to the next level. Because imagine if Black women, for example, their contribution built the system, and we're able to capitalize on the actual reality, the mere reality of that system that says that it's not we have to wait or we have to take steps, that we could actually leap. That's going to alter the matrix of the spaces that we live into. And that's, it's going to rise all boats. Trust and believe. So the next time I'm working on the lexicon of passive aggressive language. Man, this shit is getting very, very deep. I think that I know that it's gonna be a bomb to anybody that's open to it. And that'll be the next one. But I will update the link tree. So if people want to, contribute, they can. But I'm doing this because it's a requirement. It's a requirement now. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday. Do something really nice for yourself. Like, I don't know, pop you some cute popcorn, watch a silly movie, go to the spa, make sure you're drinking your water. Staying safe. You can mind your business, but actually when we said mind your business, that means minding your business. Your business. Your business. So until the next time, finish my little I'm gonna do a light beat. Just a light beat. But until the next time, you already know I love you. Because I'm feeling a lot of love for myself, and that's just coming out. It's just coming out. So I hope you feel it. Until the next time, until the lexicon of passive aggressive language comes out, I'm gonna put it on the IGTV, and